Thomas Rehberg, thank you very much for having me here just a few minutes before the end of the show, actually. I wanted to discuss with you about changes in our industry. When I look at the Nokia booth, there are so many new things that came to my mind actually that are so important for critical communications. But new things mean also that you have to build trust with the end user, because the end user is used to something that is working, that's probably working for a long time, for many years, and now they see all of this new technology. How do you cope with that?
Yeah, the trust building is absolutely needed, because without the trust, why should they move, right? And trust building first starts with listening to the people. We need to take their requirements very serious. Also because broadband, if we want to deploy it in reasonable time, will also ask for sharing resources. This is new to this community. They never had this before. But here with broadband networks, when we reuse MNO networks, when you are all on the same network, then trust building comes first, because before people would be willing to also share their requirements with others which are on the same network. Without this, I think we will have big time difficulties to also motivate users to go down this road. So first comes trust building. It's not about just introducing a new technology. The trust building is way much more important as just the migration of a network.
So how do you build trust?
We build trust just like we do here at the booth, right? We are not only showing network kind of equipments. We are also investing in innovating use cases. We are showing them ideas that they can do on top of the network, not forgetting about their typical use cases. You see it with push to talk, push to video. This is a must-have. This is what they do today. But when we go for broadband, this cannot be for voice only. If it would stay voice only, it would be a waste. There are other things to come, things that are new to them. So we need to explain this. We need also to listen. What are their concerns? What are their demands? And this is what Nokia is doing.
When you build a network, when you build a 4G, 5G network for critical communications with an operator, there must be reliability. And when there is a disaster striking or whatever, you need to make sure that these networks will keep on continuing working. Right? How do you attack that challenge?
We had to learn at a hard time how also vulnerable our critical infrastructure can be. Just every country has shown the one or the other event where things happen to that infrastructure that should simply not happen. So as a matter of fact, when we look into the security and the resilience of these networks, there is also an upgrade of this needed. When you load a public safety application, let's say so, on top of a network that was built for consumers. So we all talk when we consider security as an aspect about cybersecurity. Yes, and that is very important. But cybersecurity is not all of it. If we want to harden the critical infrastructure, we also have to look even down to the physical design of this infrastructure, how it has been built, how easy this infrastructure is to be accessed, and then also continued a backbone or a backhaul from a side to the next side or to the core. How much resilience it really has. How much is the backup battery really lasting?
Each cell site, right?
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Yes. So, and all these things count into the total availability of that network. So I'm not saying that consumer networks are not available and not built in a proper way. However, if you do on the same network, on the same sites, then also public safety, I'm quite sure that all needs an upgrade. It needs at least an audit. Is it really that we want to keep it that way, or is it that it needs an update in the physical design of the site? And also, let's have a look in the backhaul if it is really serving the needs of the public safety community.
More and more, Thomas, we see a younger generation coming into our industry. Not only within Nokia, but also at the end user's point of view. These younger generations do have sometimes different views on how to work, how to operate critical communications devices, networks, and also from an operational point of view, from their job. So how do you cope with that as a supplier of critical communications equipment?
Yeah, that's really a topic that I personally feel very important, because we need to also make sure that we are understanding this new generation to come. They are about to become first responders, and they have been growing up with smartphones. They are looking to data services quite different to maybe guys like in our age. And there is a good reason for this. They are first of all expecting that just data services are available everywhere, but they also do know about devices that can help their life very easy. And we should also make sure that we don't continue to maybe send first responders, police officers into threats when there is no absolutely a need for it, that they have to go first. So why a police officer should be the first to enter a building when there is a shooting in the building? You can send a robot.
A robot with AI.
A robot with AI
exactly
controlled over the broadband. So once the broadband network is there and the data services is there, you can add use cases on top of it that are really helping them. Also, to send a drone for patrol or for inspection is a thing that we even show at our booth.
Exactly, yeah.
So look what Belgium is doing. They are just helping the first responders to get additional information by sending out drones in a controlled way that are helping them to have a look what happens really, and then put the right measures into place. It helps, of course, the people that need help, but we should not forget also to take care about the first responders themselves. But as you could see at what we show at the booth, Nokia is innovating these use cases. We always have driven innovation. Also here we do this. We don't do this from blue sky. We are listening to what is the concern of the user groups in the public safety community. But then also we think it through and we consider the one or the other idea. And as you could see with the drones, we quite found a thing that is perfectly received by the first responders.
And I can imagine, because it's really an eye catcher, but also the news, how the Belgian police is using those drones is kind of refreshing to the industry.
Yes, and all this stuff will come, right? Now we talk about drones. What is a drone? It's a flying robot, but you also have robots on the ground. Things like this will come, and we are supporting this.
It is, again, very interesting to pick your brain on all of those topics, because we tend to forget to think about these things, right? And it starts with trust. It starts with this young generation that is taking over certain positions within the forces, and we need to accommodate a healthy and safe environment for all of those forces. And that's
exactly. They can expect us also taking care about them, because they are expected to take care about us if we need them. So let's also take care of it about our first responders.
That's a great message. Thank you very much for
Thank you, Gert.